I'm Toshie Takeuchi. I'm from Japan. I live in Denmark about 3 years now. But because my partner is Danish, so I was here and there over many years. But now I live in here, settled down for 3 years. I started my education about 20 years ago. I went to one small evening photography course, learning printing and developing black and white photography. But because the teacher there was, for me, it was quite unique and interesting teacher as a photography school. He used camera as a both for medium of performance, but at the same time archiving. I started interested in using my camera not only to register or taking something in, but also the camera itself is my tool of contact. So to contact people, or reason to contact people, or contact people who are pretending being animals, or who are actually becoming animals. Yeah, and then I used, so it was the camera was almost, for me, it's a bridge between me and somebody else, or some other creatures, or some other beings. And then I was doing photography many years in London. I took education in London. And after that, I went to Helsinki. Here I started feeling limitation in the medium, so I started doing more installations, performance, animations, trying out several different techniques, and I'm now often using film as my main medium. Always somehow like performance or aspect of performance was always in my work, no matter what medium I use. And then I went to Amsterdam in Rietveld Academy. There I stayed in the Netherlands from 2010 to around 16. There is a little bit of overlapping between Netherlands and Denmark. And I moved in Denmark afterwards. Recently, I made a film research and film project about a house. what made me come to MUM is in the end of 2016, there were a group of Danish artists who wanted to make exchanging project between Japan and Denmark. Because the next year, 2017, was the diplomatic anniversary between Japan and Denmark, 150 years anniversary. So there were 5 Danish artists and 5 Japanese artists who wanted to create exchanging residency project, both in Japan and Denmark, choosing a specific geological land. We chose Kumano City in Japan, we chose MUM in Denmark. But it was quite ambitious project. We didn't manage, as a lot of people have experienced. We also didn't manage realistically. But somehow we could do a small research in Denmark. So we took trip, only 5 artists living in Denmark. We took group trip to come here in MUM to research. It was more like to research ourselves what we are going to be interested in MUM. So what are we going to discover? And somehow this energy of our group who eager to know this land, in combination with the assistant from people living here, made, for me, it was really magical 4 days. I think it's combination between this beautiful nature, really high cliff, the important history, geological history, and the fact there were a lot of legend and mythologies, but almost forgotten. This like all fact and element of MUM in combination with the people living here. So this, of course, this nature was super perfect, but the combination of assistant from people living here, like really warm and spontaneous, super flexible, almost host, was really, gave me really big impression about this land, and then I really wanted to come back. But I wanted to come back in the way that I needed reason, or I wanted more like find out why I'm so into it. So I decided to make a project that maybe lead me to find answer why I'm so into in this land. So maybe also for other people. What is so special about this land? Then I decided to create a project called Bon Odori. Bon Odori. Bon Odori, in the making of land, is a project. It's a collaborative project. There are 2 aspects in this project. The very, if I say a very practical way, it is a project to create movement, body language, dance. So to create a kind of new local mythology about MUM by movement. So in a way, by soaking our bodies into experience and into the discovery experience, and then we will bring out our experience as a body language. And in the end, it will become a dance party, a dance performance, a dance party. Another aspect, what I want to say in this project is that it's so much about project that to find out what is Bon Odori. The project itself is what is to find out what is Bon Odori. Bon Odori. Because when I decided this title, some Danish people has kind of negative connotation from this title, Bung, because it means prayers, but so much like a strong religious aspect. I don't really understand why it should be so negative connotation, this word. Maybe because I cannot pronounce also. So this feeling of what is it is so much integrating in this project. Bon Odori in the making land is kind of a project that is like a bon is like a root, and it will give both like a lot of branches, but maybe it will just give few really thick branches or a lot of thinner branches, but maybe it will give flowers. So it's a kind of root vegetable, some root, kind of root that will lead us to branches. Maybe at the same time bridges. So it's really okay. Down to the Earth, it's a dance project, but it's much more than dance project. To find out together how to make things together, how to make dance together. To find out in this little bit to find out what answers are we looking for. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Together with local participants and also together with outside people. The Japanese word bon is written like this. So here there are two characters. One is here is to share or to divide, and here is a plate. And this character is also, it means like a plate, like this kind of shape. This kind of shape plate or a bowl, basin that can hold water or soil. And so this you can pronounce bon. And then we have a period in the summer, in the middle of August, typically from 13th of August to 15th of August. And Obon period is the period that ancestors or dead comes back to the land. We honor the dead, or we pray for the dead. We pray for ancestors in this period. It's a period of like you allow yourself to mourn people or give service to the dead people. And in this Bon period, we gather with families, we go to cemeteries, but we also have a really fun part. It's a dance, Bon dance, Bon Odori. And Bon Odori, we have about more than 500 Bon Odori and Bon song in Japan that rooted so much into the each area, for each area of culture or landscape or like labors. So it's a folk song and folk dance rooted into really in the area. So we take this inspiration from Bon Odori. In Bon period, we gather in a town squares, bigger scale or small scale, in a town squares community, go around the circle and then we dance to send back ancestors safely to another world again. So that's the Bon Odori. In this project, we take this concept of Bon Odori, especially the song and dance rooted in a specific area, a specific culture. So in the Bon Odori making land, we will give 4 workshops, both to local people living here, but in combination with people living outside of Mum, to create a specific movement or specific dance that each participant will experience this specific area of Mum or specific subject of Mum, and then we together during a whole day we will study like visual study or sound studies. We will study in a way like both using our bodies, not directly to dance, but gradually we will make a movement over the workshop. And then one choreographer from Japan will come and she will lead the workshop. We will have 4 workshops. And each workshop will have about 10 to 15 participants. So it's an intimate group. And each group will create each dance. And in the end, these 4 groups will get together in Mum's museum. And we will create a bigger dance of Mum together. And then local artist, Konto, will create a installation. It's called Yagura installation in the middle. So we will dance around this Yagura installation in the end. And here also public can come together and we can dance together. Dance around the Yagura installation. And we will also have a time that we can talk and share food and introduce each other, our experience of making dance, how it was. So it's both symposium, performance, symposium, workshop, symposium, and performance and party. That's how we will realize the project. My vision is that first I would like to each of the participants, including myself, because I consider myself maker, but I'm a participant of workshop. So to be able to create our own personal story about Mum. And the personal story of Mum doesn't have to be really like, only story about Mum, but like in combination of our body experience, in combination of our already having like memory that's already rooted in our body, and then this land will give a spice into it. So that's the new story of individuals. And I hope that this individual's story, it doesn't have to be text, by movement, meet with other people's story, with movement, and then we will create whole big one story. And then that is, so to become one is my goal, that each of people feels that they could feel we became one big whole. That was my goal. So it's important that people can reach to this state of mind, like really honest feeling of like, or like, that was good, or something like that. By really in the end, I hope people feel like that. recently, so this was not in my vision so much in the beginning, but recently I realized that we are not having enough time on reflecting somebody who are past or something. So I think it's a good chance to take this project to maybe by this, through this moon or through this land. Okay, there is a good, really already there is a perfect nature that people can feel so open. The nature is there to assist us to be open. Or to feel something that we were forgetting or we were not allowed to feel before. So to remember somebody who was past or... So in this way, I think this specific Japanese culture, mourning to death or born period or born dance is good chance for a lot of people who are busy. So it's not, doesn't have to be only moon. But moon is a place that I feel allowed us to do it. Because there is some perfect setting in here, stage. So art project like this, how to enrich local communities. So first of all, I think we should think what is local community. In the old days, the local community I think it was much more simple. Like people who are living almost together, like neighbors, living in the same area. So we had contact, physical contact. And physical contact also, I'm not sure about Danish situation, but if I say about my childhood situation in our small village, for example, if somebody is dead, somebody passed, the neighbors help or organize funeral. So in this way, I think we were so, like all neighbors were really involving a lot of important life stage of human, like each individual, I feel, or like other families. But nowadays, local communities are much more, okay, I'm sure in Denmark there are a lot of associations and the communities are happening also in Moon, there are a lot of communities. But still, there was one specific purpose, I feel, in this local community. Not so much like sharing a whole lifestyle or like a lot of different things, because so maybe it's nice to get together without this is really difficult, without too much one purpose. So in this way, this project, okay, we have purpose to create dance, but somehow this making time, working together is more important than, outcome, what kind of dance we create. But like working together to make something together is more important. So in this way, I would like to contribute to bring some opportunity to create together, even though we don't know what we are creating together, probably. Yeah. Exactly, we are also thinking why we are doing this. And I like that we are thinking why we are doing this. Like reflection is ongoing thing, and we don't stop asking questions to ourselves. And the art is already this, for me, it's the best medium or tool allow us to do that. I think. Yeah, I think we can be somehow, we can go back to a little bit more childish, like a really simple being to follow our instinct. Maybe art can contribute the place where people are allowed to look things in a different way, also to know more about it. I think it can, so we can maybe contribute this encouraging people's curiosity. I think curiosity is really important, because if you are, okay, you meet somebody who you don't know, but you are a bit curious, and I think it's okay to be curious about this person to get to know more. So in a way that maybe we can allow, artists can allow other people or audience or public to be curious more on something what they don't understand, but it's okay. It's okay that they don't understand, but let's be curious about it. Let's get to know more together or something like that.